Hi everybody, it's Christine Leese coming to you this beautiful Friday, ready for a fun-filled weekend. And I wanted to come to you today and talk to you about one of my passions, and that is definitely having a real food pantry and educating people on making just better choices, buying this instead of that in your pantry so that you are not exposing yourself to all the processed foods. We want to kind of start to make that process and that journey of walking away from the more processed foods that I know I grew up with and used with my kids in my early years of parenting. But now I'm just walking away from that. And honestly, it's been a journey, and I've learned a lot, and it's taken a while to learn about it. But now I'm kind of on the other side of that, and I have just some different tips and tricks and swaps that I just love sharing with people. That's why I do what I do. So I thought I'd just share with you one of many kind of swaps that I have for this Friday. All right, kind of a fun Friday swap. Now, one of the very first things that I made a switch over to in my family was saying goodbye to the microwave syrups. The good old Hungry Jacks, Flapjacks, all the different, names. You put them in the microwave and it says hot when it's ready to go. They were such a staple in my early years. Like I said, when I was raising my kids, easy, convenient, put it in, turn it on, take it out, right? Well, not only is am I microwaving plastic, which now I look back and I think, oh, not the best choice in the world, but also I realized the ingredients that were in this maple syrup, as I put it, weren't really even syrup, to be super honest. High fructose corn syrup, additives, a lot of additives, food colorings, dyes, things like that tastes good, I guess, but now when I eat that, it's just overly sweet and a weird kind of sweet. So one of the things that I vowed to do, that I made kind of a decision to do, was to stop buying that particular thing. Just one thing at a time, all right? So I switched over to a natural maple syrup, okay? So I'm amazed. On the back, it just says 100% maple syrup. It doesn't have a bunch of stuff in it, all right? Was it a super easy transition for my kids? They beefed at me a little bit. They took a little bit of time to adjust, and one of my children just doesn't use syrup anymore, which I'm like, all right, no big deal. They still eat the pancakes with butter on it or some fruit. No big deal. In my book anyways. But if they want to have syrup, this is the syrup they have. I'm kind of a hard nose about it, and maybe that's not the kindest way to be, but I just made the decision in our family that this is what it was going to be switched to. But I do encourage you, when you are transitioning them, a couple tips could be, if you really feel like it's going to be an issue, you could do a half and half. Mix it up. Put a little bit of the real stuff and mix it with the old stuff, and make that transition a little bit smoother. Also, I say add and slather that sucker with real butter as well. When they get that flavor and the creaminess of the butter, it's so filling and filling and just delicious that hopefully that will help to cover it up. You could also just not put syrup on it, do the butter, maybe real whipped cream, sprinkle chocolate chips on top, something like that, to kind of help bridge the gap, guys, to start moving away from buying the processed syrup. All right. Again, I know that there's many awesome syrups on the market. I'm not a syrup aficionado, but I do know I want to be able to turn it over and see that it is 100% maple syrup. Organic, even better. That would be great. Not absolutely necessary, but definitely better. So that is my tip for you this Friday. Take a peek, look inside, see what syrups you have, flip the label over and see if it's actually syrup, all right? And give it a chance. You'd be surprised at how much your kids will jump on board if you make it fun and interesting, and maybe not interesting, that's not the right word, especially if they're younger kids, but if you just explain to them the why and say, we're gonna give this a try. This really comes straight from a tree. How about that? That'd be kind of cool. They tap it, and if you explain the process to them, that's kind of what I did with my kids. We're gonna eat what is closest to nature as possible. That's what we're gonna start trying to do, kids. And pray and hope that it goes well, and it will. You just have to stand your ground and make that decision and say, this is what we're doing. We're just going to start embracing the wonderful food and products that God has given us right from a maple tree. How cool is that, right? All right. So you guys have a great weekend. And if you guys are local to Des Moines or Johnston or anywhere kind of close by, May 4th, I'm going to be having a real food spring cleaning for your pantry workshop. Free. It's going to be here in the area. It should, if you guys are interested in being a part of that, I'll send you an invite. Just shoot me a message, or you can comment in this link. Also, if you want to be part of my newsletter, be sure and go to my profile. I send out a monthly newsletter with different tips and tricks, recipes, and all that good stuff in my Real Food Diaries. So lots of great and fun stuff coming up, guys. I'm so excited to be able to serve you and my community. And I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. We'll talk to you soon.